Sorry about that. Showing surveillance on the property. My hands cold. It's a cold winter's day, but it's beautiful outside. See how the sun is out there shining? Sun's doing the sun thing. Kind of abruptly. These people don't care about their property over here. So back to the story. Here's one of the signs. Bought this property from the city. People being nosy. Bought this property from the city. There's a lot of stuff going on. Chop down these trees. Clean this up a little bit, but you can see where the paper blew all over the place. You see how much property this is. I own everything from the sidewalk to over here. Back to my introduction. I pretty much told you about my family, children, brand new grandchild, my age, me dealing with my illnesses. You pretty much know my stories. Some old 45 records. I don't know how long they've been there. They've been here for a long time. They frozen. People have a tendency to dump stuff in this lot. Since it ain't theirs, they don't give a F. But I gotta clean all this stuff out. All this debris and stuff that's sitting over here. I gotta clean all this out and then redo this. This is I've only owned it for a year. It's not even been a whole year. But I gotta get it cleaned up. And my daughter wants to put a garden here, a community garden. That's what we was thinking about doing, a community garden. It's a lot of space to work with. We're gonna need a lot of soil and all that other stuff. It'd be nice to get some donations to get it done. And then we dealing with this part with these neighbors over here. This house is vacant. I think it's vacant, but they never clean. I gotta get all this stuff pulled and chopped down before it start growing leaves on it. I got a lot to do. If I can find some help, I'll take it. Well, like I said, I'm 58. I don't know why I keep trying to change my age. I'm 58 years old. I'll be blessed to get to 60. I just came from a therapy session. Yes, I do therapy. Everyone should. It's sad that it took me so long in my age before I figured out that I needed therapy. But everybody has trauma that they dealing with. They just in denial that they dealing with trauma. I'm not one of those type. I had dealt with a lot of daddy issues, him not being there. I had a lot of mommy issues, her not being there. But, you know, life is about recovering from something or another. My neighbors is kind of loud, so I'm gonna go back this way. My house is catty-corner to this corner. I wish I could put houses on it. I want to buy that lot that's over there too, but pretty much a lot of things frozen because of the economy. Hopefully the economy will get better. You can see over here where they start, you really can't. You can see one mattress, that little mattress over there, but if you look over there, they've been doing a lot of dumping. That's why I put the camera in this tree right here. The camera's in that tree. So what I'm trying to do is keep them from dumping stuff. I know I'm all over the place with this conversation we having, but I'm all over the place with it. And I apologize for that. If you hear some extra noise, that's because I'm dealing with the people that live on my street. I'm not gonna point them out, even though I can. It's a guy, a crazy guy, and his girlfriend. So you can see the camera up here at the top. I put the camera up here. It's not getting no direct sunlight, so I'm gonna have to put it in a different spot. So it's about 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe a little later. That's probably why it's not getting the sun that it needs. I live not that far from a big, huge park with a river running through it. Maybe we can have a little more privacy and I can tell you more about who I am. But I'm trying to be as respectful as possible because I have neighbors to this corner lot. But back to my story. Yeah, I just came from therapy. I participate. I can't too much tell you who's my therapist. It's a private situation. But I have therapy. I go to therapy. I try to go to therapy at least 3 times a week. This is just the corner of my lot. All that belongs to me. All that you see behind me belongs to me. Pretty nice ass corner lot. Like I said, my daughter want to do some farming, some community farming. That's where her heart is. I call it Zari's lot. Zari is my granddaughter, and I'm signed over the lot to her. I need to learn or get some information on how to do a trust, so she can always have it and it'll always be in the family. But yeah, therapy session went good today. I got a chance to share some powerful things. Because I had stopped going for a while, and I want to show you another lot that I want. I had stopped going for a while, and when I stopped going, I had enough recovery in me to handle the absence, but somehow God led me back, and I think it's best. Having emotional intelligence, and I don't want to skip the story, but see how it's blocking the sidewalk? That's not my property, that's this property right here. And like I said, I don't think nobody lives there. But back to the emotional intelligence. It's important to have emotional intelligence, especially as blessed as I've been. I've been blessed to the point of being able to reach the age of 68. 58, sorry. Being able to blessed to be 58 without ever being incarcerated. At one point I was jailed for driving without license. Something like driving without license or something like that. But that I've never been incarcerated, ever. That's a blessing in itself. A black man married for as long as I've been married, never been incarcerated. You never hear the stories of the fathers of the black men who take care of the kids, be there and take care of the kids. You always hear stories about black men leaving their children. That ain't my story. That ain't my story. Because, first of all, I didn't want to be my father not around. Second of all, my children didn't ask to exist. I knew I couldn't afford them when I had them. But I did my goddamn best. Excuse my language. I did my best at being a father, and I was there. I'm not saying I'm the best father in the world, but I was there, and I was there for a reason. And that main reason is because they didn't ask to be here. Did I have money and can afford to take care of them? No. But I struggled as a father, and my wife as a mother. We struggled, but we didn't allow our children to struggle. We did without a lot of things, especially at the age of 28, getting married and taking care of 3 kids, my oldest son. And on top of that, my wife was a single mother, which means my oldest son, I was only introduced to his life at the age of 3. I respect and love him like he is mine because he is mine. So all this stuff you hear on the internet about don't marry, don't get involved with a woman with a child, that's not my story. I'm not going to tell you that. And I'm not going to say you ain't a real man if you don't get involved with a woman that already has a child. I would never say that. That's just like preference. That's just like a choice. That's a choice only you can make for yourself. I'm back over here with Beauty. Black Beauty in the background. That's a story for only you that you can make as a man for yourself. But that was my choice. I fell in love with my son before I truly fell in love with my wife. My son turned out to be a great man, and I respect and love him. We all have flaws. My oldest son is my stepson, and I would never call him my stepson unless it was a point of clarity, and which this is. But yes, I'll not only raise my 2 and another man's, and my son, my oldest son, will tell you in a minute that I'm his father and his daddy. And I tell you or anybody else that I'm his father and his daddy. I've never treated him differently. Never. Because I've been in his shoes. And one of the reasons why I chose to remain in his shoes when he was a little kid is, through empathy. I remember, to be honest, men coming in and out of my mother's life. Remember, it's 12 of us all together. 12 of us all together with 5 different fathers. I remember how it was when the other kid's father used to come over and visit, and they were like, your dad here, your daddy here, your daddy here. And everybody would get to running, all of us. And when I got there, it was never my father. So I felt a lot of hurt behind that. So like I said, trauma today, trauma from yesterday. Trauma is play an active role in your life for a long time until you learn how to get it under control. So what I'm saying that all that was good in my life affected me today to the man I am today. It adds to the man I am today. All that was bad contribute to all that I am today. Even though this is something I learned through therapy, even though I didn't have my father in my life, it was still something negative that came out of it. And it was something positive that came out of it. I became a young boy's father, which he didn't have a father. And my motives of doing it may not have been the greatest motives, but they were done, is what I'm trying to say. So it's a lot people can learn from listening to Gen X. Because in order for us to keep our community strong or to come together, it starts at home first. Starts with the family first. Okay, I'm getting cold. I'm finna go in for a minute and I'll holler back at y'all.